You're listening to an Airwave Media podcast.
Love, exciting and new.
Hello, Hannah Waddingham here. Have you seen the fabulous new Sun Princess? World-class entertainment, exceptional dining, and the greatest pizza ever.
It's a love.
Don't miss our Come Aboard sale with up to 40% off and free room upgrades. Visit princess.com or call your travel advisor to book. Princess Cruises. Terms and restrictions apply. Offer ends 2/28/25. Ships at Bermudan and British Registry.
More rewards, more savings. With American Express Business Gold, earn up to $395 back in annual statement credits on eligible purchases at select shipping, food delivery, and retail subscription merchants, including the $155 Walmart Plus monthly membership credit and $240 flexible business credit. Enjoy the benefits of membership with the Amex Business Gold Card. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
What is the only Academy Award winner for Best Picture named after an American city? This question and more on today's episode of Triviality Mini.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
Hey everyone, welcome to Triviality Mini, a 10-question quiz to make you the cream of the crop at Trivia Night. My name is Neal. I'll be your host for today, and I'm excited because today's round is going to revolve around the Oscars, something that is very important to me. So I'm excited to give you those questions, but before I do, just want to say, as always, this quiz is brought to you by our amazing patrons who make all of our bonus content possible, whether it's Triviality Minis, Bloodsport, or other bonus episodes. If you'd like to help support our show so we can continue to do this, you can go to patreon.com/trivialitypodcast. For as little as $1 a month, get all of our main feed episodes ad-free, so you don't have to hear all those noisy and annoying ads in the middle of the episode. And for as little as $5, you can get over 60 hours of bonus content, as well as weekly bonuses written by all of us, including our favorite crop drop, at patreon.com/trivialitypodcast. So go over there and sign up if you'd like to help support the show. But you're here for some trivia, so let's get to this week's questions. Number 1, he won a Best Actor statuette for his work in The Pianist and is nominated in 2025 for The Brutalist. She's the Oscar winner who presented him with his first award and received an impromptu kiss on stage. Who are these two actors? Number 2, what film from director Richard Attenborough surprised voters and viewers alike when it defeated E.T. the Extraterrestrial to win Best Picture at the 55th Academy Awards? What movie famously beat E.T.? Number 3, what 1937 film about the life of a 19th century French author, and not a Marvel character played by Toby Hooper in Captain America, was the first biopic to win Best Picture? Again, what is the name of this film that was the first to win Best Picture as a biopic? Number 4. Almost a decade after winning the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for his work in From Here to Eternity, what crooner hosted the 35th Oscars his way at the Santa Monica Civic Auditorium? Who was this host? Number 5. Out of these 3 directors, who is the only director to have won a competitive Oscar for Best Director? Stanley Kubrick, Bob Fosse, and Alfred Hitchcock. Again, which of these famous directors took home gold? Number 6. Lena Wertmuller became the first woman nominated for Best Director for Seven Beauties. Catherine Bigelow became the first woman to win a Best Director Oscar for The Hurt Locker. But what New Zealand filmmaker became the first woman to be nominated twice for Best Director, winning her first Oscar on the second nomination for a film released in 2021? Who is this director? Number 7. Thanks to the work of makeup legend Rick Baker, this horror film, shot in the UK and featuring a memorable pub called The Slaughtered Lamb, became the first film to win the Oscar for Best Makeup. What film was the first that helped Rick Baker win his 7 out of 11 Oscar nominations? Number 8. What actor who got his first major film role in David Fincher's The Curious Case of Benjamin Button became the first black actor to win 2 Academy Awards in the same category for his Best Supporting Actor wins in Moonlight and Green Book? What is the name of this actor? Number 9. He's arguably the world's biggest movie star and is known for his death-defying stunts, but Tom Cruise has yet to win an Oscar despite being nominated 4 times, 3 for acting and 1 for producing. Can you name any 2 out of the 4 Oscar nominations Cruise has received over his career? And number 10. What actor, author, podcaster, and TV game show host joined actress Eileen Bowman, dressed as Snow White, on the Oscar stage at the 1989 Academy Awards, singing an opening number that was a parody of Creedence Clearwater Revival's Proud Mary, which created an infamous cringeworthy Oscar moment? Again, what actor joined Eileen Bowman in this much maligned Oscar number? All right, those are your 10 questions, and we're going to throw it to some ads. We'll be back in just a minute with the answers.
Hey guys, Matt here, and if you're listening to this show, then I know that you are a huge fan of trivia, or obscure 90s references that appeal to only me. And if you're here for trivia, then do I have the website for you, today's sponsor, BP Trivia. As a huge sports fan, one of the things that I love about BP Trivia is that it tracks your stats as you take the quizzes so you compete against your friends or even your own personal high score. And for those looking for some competition, their flagship trivia league, the Championship Series, is daily fun. Compete against players of your skill level, earn achievements based on your performance, and see how high you can rank up before the season ends. Their promotion relegation system makes sure you're always competing at your skill level, whether it be absolute beginners, pub trivia enthusiasts, or if you're skilled enough, you'll end up competing head-to-head with some of the world's best quizzers. Questions are handwritten and scored daily by award-winning writers. And you can get a month free right now by using our link. Visit bptrivia.com/triviality for a free month of BP Plus, which includes entry into the Championship Series, our flagship daily trivia league. The 2025 Championship Series season begins on January 6, 2025. Enroll now to secure your spot. That's bptrivia.com/triviality.
This episode is brought to you by the Nissan Armada Pro 4X. With a twin-turbo V6 engine ready to propel your adventures, up to 8,500 pounds of towing capacity to haul all your favorite toys and space for 8 passengers, Nissan's most powerful car yet will chew up and spit out anything you throw at it. Learn more about the all-new 2025 Nissan Armada at nissanusa.com. Towing capacity varies by configuration. See Nissan Towing Guide and Owner's Manual for additional information. Always secure cargo.
You know what's smart? Enjoying a fresh gourmet meal at home that you didn't have to cook. Meet Factor, your loophole in the laws of mealtime. Chef-crafted meals delivered with a tap, ready in just 2 minutes. You know what's even smarter? Treating yourself without cheating your goals. Factor is dietitian approved, chef prepared, and you plated. Pretty smart, huh? Refresh your routine and eat smart with Factor. Learn more at factormeals.com.
All right, we are back, and it's time to reveal the answers to these questions. Let's start with number 1. I was looking for 2 actors. One was a Best Actor winner for The Pianist, who is currently nominated in 2025 for The Brutalist. The other actor was an Oscar winner for Monsters Ball, who received a kiss from the first actor. That would be Adrian Brody and Halle Berry. Number 2, we simply were looking for the film that surprised viewers and audiences alike when it beat E.T. at the 55th Academy Awards, directed by Richard Attenborough and starring Ben Kingsley. That would be Gandhi. Number 3, possibly the hardest question of the round, what 1937 film about the life of a 19th century French author was the first biopic to win Best Picture? Gave you a little bit of a hint there with the character played by Toby Hooper in Captain America, who is known as Dr. Zola. The answer is 1937's The Life of Emile Zola. On to number 4, almost a decade after winning the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for his work in From Here to Eternity, what crooner hosted the 35th Oscars at the Santa Monica Civic Auditorium? I gave you the hint of His Way. That would, of course, be Frank Sinatra. Number 5. Out of these 3 directors, who is the only one to have won a competitive Oscar for Best Director? Stanley Kubrick, Bob Fosse, and Alfred Hitchcock. The answer is Bob Fosse for Cabaret. He won the Best Director Oscar for that. Stanley Kubrick was nominated 4 times for Dr. Strangelove, 2001: A Space Odyssey, A Clockwork Orange, and Barry Lyndon. Never took home an Oscar for Best Director, but he did take home an Oscar for Best Special Effects for 2001: A Space Odyssey. That's a great trivia fact that you can use, and it always comes up. Even though he didn't win for Best Director, he did get one for special effects. And Alfred Hitchcock was nominated for Rebecca, Lifeboat, Spellbound, Rear Window, and Psycho, but never won. He did ultimately get the Irving G. Thalberg Memorial Award, but never won a competitive Oscar. Number 6, Lena Wertmuller became the first woman nominated for Best Director for Seven Beauties. Catherine Bigelow became the first woman to win a Best Director Oscar for The Hurt Locker, but I was looking for what New Zealand filmmaker was the first woman to be nominated twice for Best Director, who won on her second nomination for a film released in 2021. That would be Jane Campion, who won for The Power of the Dog, the Benedict Cumberbatch film. Number 7, thanks to the work of makeup legend Rick Baker, this horror film, shot in the UK featuring a memorable pub called The Slaughtered Lamb, became the first film to win the Oscar for Best Makeup. That would be An American Werewolf in London. And as I said, that was Rick Baker's first Oscar, and he would go on to win 7 Oscars out of 11 nominations for makeup. Number 8, we are looking for the actor who got their first major film role in David Fincher's The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and is the first black actor to win 2 Academy Awards in the same category for Best Supporting Actor in Moonlight and Green Book. That would be Mahershala Ali. Number 9, I was talking about Tom Cruise and how he's been nominated 4 times, 3 for acting, 1 for producing, but has yet to win an Oscar. I just wanted to know, could you name 2 out of the 4 Oscar nominations he received over his career? So for acting, Tom Cruise was nominated twice for Best Actor, which was Born on the 4th of July and Jerry Maguire. He was nominated once for Best Supporting Actor in Magnolia, which he probably should have won that year. And he was nominated as producer for Top Gun Maverick. And our final question of the round, what actor, author, podcaster, and TV game show host joined actress Eileen Bowman, who was dressed as Snow White, on the Oscar stage at the 1989 awards, singing a Creedence Clearwater Revival Proud Mary parody? That would be Rob Lowe. It's a much maligned performance, kind of getting panned still to this day. Probably should have asked him about it when I was on the floor, but might not have gone over so well. And before we go today, just have to remind you what the teaser question was. You can get the answer to that. What is the only Academy Award winner for Best Picture named after an American city? That would be Chicago. The only other winner with a city in the title is An American in Paris. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope you enjoyed those questions on the Oscars. We encourage you to rate and review the podcast in all your favorite podcast apps. Follow us on social media at TrivialityPod. And if you'd like to support the show, join us at patreon.com/TrivialityPodcast. I'll see you next time on another episode of Triviality Mini, where we can give you 10 questions in 10 minutes. See you next time.
As a longtime foreign correspondent, I've worked in lots of places, but nowhere as important to the world as China. I'm Jane Perlez, former Beijing bureau chief for the New York Times. On Face Off, the US versus China, we'll explore what's critical to this important global relationship. Trump and Xi Jinping, AI, TikTok, and even Hollywood. New episodes of Face Off are available now, wherever you get your podcasts.
What does Sputnik have to do with student loans? How did a set of trembling hands end the Soviet Union? How did inflation kill moon bases? And how did a former president decide to run for a second non-consecutive term? These are among the topics we deal with on the My History Can Beat Up Your Politics podcast. We tell stories of history that relate to today's news events. Give a listen. My History Can Beat Up Your Politics wherever you get podcasts.